I didn't think Parasyte was gonna be that good. Like, everything, everything they just did this episode just worked. There wasn't like there are flaws obviously, but the thing about these flaws is that I have no doubt they will be sorted out. Ryman accidentally, look at that. It's just in my blood. My black blood. Black Bible. An example of this was just kind of when the Parasyte for what's his name? I got him down in the note, Uda. When the Parasyte got into him, my question was like, how the hell did the Parasyte get to like his mouth, but not get to his brain? I was just like, that doesn't make any sense to me. But then they explained it about like how it just like stopped going towards his brain entirely and just went, you know, to save him. And it made sense. And that's the thing that I do like about this. Everything that they've done so far in Parasyte makes sense. There's no assholes, and that's a good thing. You know, because we don't need any more Sword Art Onlines. So the thing about Parasyte is that it just leaves no room for plot holes, and that's a really good thing. I'm actually surprised that it's doing such a good job of just like covering them up. Now going into Uda, here's the problem with Uda. It's the good thing that's a problem. It's Chika syndrome. If you watched my checkpoint review for Chika season 2, I talked about like this thing that I like to call Chika syndrome, where it's like the side characters get more development or they have more personality to them than the main character. And that's what Uda feels like. Uda feels like he has more personality to him than Shinichi does, but in that he's more interesting. But that's not saying too much, because seeing how Shinichi's changed at the end of this episode with like the hair and everything, I don't know how to go on about that, because I don't even know if we'll see Uda again. I'm just gonna have to assume that we'll probably see Uda again. Maybe he'll go back to the city with them at some point. I don't know, but the way I see it, yeah, it's just that Uda is one of those characters. He technically he's not suffering from the Chika syndrome. Shinichi is, but I feel as if that'll be completely sorted out because Shinichi's been developed. That's not really the problem anymore. Now it's just a matter of giving him personality at this point, and it seems as if they've started doing that at the end of this episode. With, you know, him just turning around like, yo, and it was just like, oh, damn. Another thing that I noticed is that the art looked a lot better this episode than in previous weeks, and it's Madhouse, so I shouldn't be too worried about it. The thing is just that, art-wise, this show looks nothing special whatsoever. And then, when you start throwing in the effects, and the good animation, and the nice art, especially in that scene when they were in Uda's flashback, that looked gorgeous. There was a lighting scene after Shinichi killed his mom. All of that looked gorgeous. So, the thing is that, I don't know what's exactly going on. I don't know if this is because Madhouse is low on budget, but it's Madhouse, so that doesn't really make sense to me. I just think that they're trying to make sure that they don't piss off too many manga fans, because I know they've pissed off a couple, not because of adaptation, but because of the fact that they've made it more modernized, rather than keeping it kind of old school like it was in like the 80s. But that's not really an issue to me. I think that actually worked for the better. But yeah, everything looked a lot better this time around, this episode of Parasyte. The OST is so damn good, and it really does a good job at setting the mood. That's one thing that I did notice about the music. It did really get me pumped up, and it had a lot of suspense within it. The battle is the main thing I want to talk about, because obviously it's the highlight of this episode, but the reason I'm talking about it is because for once, they actually had a battle that was the correct time. Like this is what I was saying before. All the other times, they've hyped up a battle for Parasyte, and I wouldn't necessarily say hyped up, I'd say there's build-up towards it. There's a lot of build-up towards it. But this time around, there's a lot of build-up, but there's a lot of payoff, and that's what Parasyte needs. For as much build-up as you have in an anime, you need that amount of payoff or greater. Or if you don't give that amount, then it just feels as if everything working up towards that point was kind of just pointless. It was just kind of there for the sake of having it there. Thank God they didn't do that this episode. So I don't know if that was within the writing of the manga, or if that's just how Madhouse adapted it. I really don't know, but it was still great. They did a good job not extending that battle too far, but making it long enough to where it felt as if it wasn't anticlimactic. So, his hair changed at the end, Shinichi's, and we're like, now he looks too cool. Now, I gotta ask, when did his hair change, and why did he change it? But like I said earlier, that'll be explained because it's Parasyte. There's not been an issue in Parasyte where it's just like stuff has not been explained. They always explain how something happens or how someone survives, so that really won't be an issue in any case whatsoever. But that's about it. Now, what I will say is that Shinichi and Migi, wow, that was a really smart move by especially Migi, like, because they mentioned it earlier in the episode, so it wasn't an ass pull when they were like fighting. It made complete sense that Shinichi was more powered up, because she's sending, like, I forgot what they were called. I thought she called them fragments. She sent fragments straight through Shinichi, so it's enhancing his abilities. And it's really working out, and then the thing is that it really did make sense. That's why I'm more so happy, because the anime doesn't just, like, ass pull out. It'll take the time to explain things. But that's about it. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys later. Make sure you leave a like and a comment. Deuces.